So Adam, have you ever been in a situation where you've been thinking, why the hell do I do this?
Hello you, welcome to Czechia.
Thank you, Adam.
We are close to my hometown of Brno, in a crag called Pálava. It's a very old traditional crag. People have been climbing here for 100 years, and it's actually a crag where my dad would start climbing.
Wow. It looks like somebody, like God put down a rock here for somebody to climb.
So there is this big wall, I think it's around 80 meters, so you typically climb this in 2 pitches. So we will climb the first pitch, which is around 5A. We will get up to the ledge, and then there are many different options that we can climb. I think we can spend a few nice hours up there. So we can go through some of my warm-up routine.
Yep.
So first, pinkies up and thumbs down. And you should do it in more or less this pace.
Okay.
You do like this, and then like this, and like this. Maximum rotation of the wrist, like this. Okay. We can focus on the feet as well. Mm-hmm. And we will do like little 8s, going like this. So you rotate, up, left, and like with a little bit of the flow. Not too fast, but you are very good.
Well.
So we can do some like exercises. So pick a piece of rock. I think this one will be good.
Yeah.
Usually we think that it's all about the hands and the feet climbing, but it's so much about the core as well. So for example, what I really like is to start like this and like this.
Like this?
I think our bodies are warm. Now it's maybe about like just touching some holes to feel like the fingers are warmer.
Yeah.
But I think the very first pitch will be quite easy, so I think we can start climbing straight away. So when and how did you start climbing?
I was a friend of mine playing my band. He's been a rock climber his whole life. So he told me that you should come with us to Southeast Asia, to this place called Tonsai, which is a perfect place for you to ride. He didn't tell me about anything about the climbing there. So they were all climbing and I was riding, and I got bored and I say, why can't I come climbing too? And they said, okay, you can come climbing. And they sent me on this super exposed, probably 6A plus or something like that. And I was so scared and I just loved it. And so I got hooked right away.
Well, climbing 6A plus on your very first climbing day, that's tough.
Yeah, I probably didn't send it, but I was on an exposed 6A plus, and it was like 60 meters down directly into the sea, and it was amazing.
So what made you so hooked?
I think for me it was, like I said, it was the fear factor. I think actually it was a combination of the physical part of it. Of course, I've always been into sports, and I played soccer on a quite a high level, but it was sort of annoying because I was not a climbing talent. I didn't really, it didn't come that natural to me. So it was the challenge of trying to figure out that, and it was also the mental factor for me. It's still, I still get, higher pulse when I'm above 5 meters from the ground, But if you took that away from climbing, for me, it would be less interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of easily scared, but I don't mind being a bit scared.
Yeah. I have it in a very similar way.
Yeah.
I like being scared, but I don't like being exposed to way too much danger.
No, it's but that's what climbing is all about. That's why it's perfect, because it's natural when you're that high above the ground to be afraid, but you know that objectively you're quite safe.
Yes.
So you can sort of observe your own mental processes from the outside without being in danger.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was the biggest challenge in climbing for you?
It was the technical side of it. It was that I realized that this was not something that came natural to me. I couldn't just, do what my body wanted me to do. I had to sort of analyze the movements. And so my approach to climbing was very, analytic. And I could see people around me, who also started climbing. They had faster progress than I had. So but on the other hand, I was more hooked than they were. So I trained more and I climbed more. So in the end, I became probably better climbers than the people I started with.
Like how often do you climb actually?
Well, now I try. I put like a goal for myself for the last 2 years. I decided that after I pass 60, I will climb my first 8A, or I will do everything I can to be able to do that. And that means I have to climb and train 5 or 6 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes you climb even more than me.
I do?
I usually climb either 5 or 6 days a week. I usually climb 3 days, 1 day off.
Okay.
And when I'm on a climbing trip, I would climb 2 days, 1 day off. But if I train, I would train 3 days, 1 day off. How did you like that?
I really liked it.
Wasn't it too weird to enjoy it?
No, it was interesting because it was I don't know if I climbed crack like that.
Yeah,
before,
it's not
so-
the chimney, it's not a crag.
No, exactly. But you could use partly your body and your sort of arm jamming here and there. Ah, perfect. You've done this before.
Nice.
Nice.
First onsite in
Thank you.
Czechia.
Yeah.
The black crack. Černý rys. In my point of view, climbing is a lot about finding your own personal borders, limits, and trying to push it. Are you a kind of person who likes pushing your own limits?
I am, yeah. Yeah, I think that is exactly what I like about the climbing. It's that it doesn't matter what level you're climbing on. It's all about yourself and the challenges you are giving yourself, and both the mental and physical challenges. That is why I like, for example, red pointing. I like that better than onsighting. It's because I can figure out problems, sort of the chess solving part of climbing that I really like, and also pushing and see that I can, okay, if I do the movement like this instead of like that, and it's just tiny differences, for me that's magic. I was playing soccer. I never had that experience that you could improve by making these slight differences, and it's something I can never remember going to bed at night and staying awake trying to figure out something to do on the soccer field. With climbing, I do that all the time, and I'm sure you do the same.
I like about climbing that it's like relentless. There is no, like you either do the route or you don't do the route.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between.
No. I think that climbing, you're on your own.
Yeah.
And I like playing on a team, but I also like the loneliness of the climb. Like, you were good when we climbed today. I could tell that you know that you shouldn't give a climber advice. You know exactly what I need to do, but you hold back because you know that the experience of climbing is solving it yourself. It's doing it on your own. That is what is fulfilling, and I really enjoy that.
Sometimes when I climb the hardest routes, I feel like my best climbing is quite similar to art in terms of like always trying to be perfect.
I don't climb at the level that you do when you have that extra element of inspiration is part of your performance. Sometimes a route pattern or movements come together naturally, and it's the only way to do it, and you do it right away, and you just know that it's right. Your body can feel that it's right. And it's sometimes the same with writing, that you solve a scene in just a perfect way, and you know that it's as if you didn't do it yourself, it just came to you, it was there for the picking, and you got this feeling of perfection. And when you're writing, you're sitting in a room, there's no applause, there's not a group of people on the ground like applauding, saying, yeah, good job. But I think even as a climber, I guess you get that very personal, private feeling also, that you are solving a problem, you're doing something perfect, and you know that, okay, the people on the ground can't tell, but I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Here we are on the summit of your first multi-pitch ever.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's such a big honor. And this
Thanks.
is quite a nice summit, I think.
And a beautiful view. Look at this.
I don't think I'm a writer, but I have a book as well.
I know you have a book. We talked about this book a long time ago.
I hope you will like it and you will be inspired.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
Yeah.